Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news now, guys. You know that the San Francisco 49ers are in a really interesting spot this season. They're sitting at 5-3, and that record doesn't quite tell the full story of what's happening behind the scenes, especially with the recent Blockbuster trade that's got everyone talking in the NFL community. Rumors, whispers, close sources, whatever you want to call it, are pointing towards an aggressive move by the 49ers to strengthen their front seven, particularly their pass rush. And the star of this move? None other than Matt Judon, the edge rusher who's been making waves with the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, you heard right. The 49ers have finalized a trade to bring Judon into their fold. This isn't just a minor addition, folks. Judon, who's been a Pro Bowler from 2019 through 2024, and ranked as high as 25 in the top 100 players for 2025, is a game changer. The deal is reportedly a conditional second-round pick in the 2026 draft, which means the Niners are betting on his talent to elevate their defense to a whole new level. And let's be honest, if you've been paying attention to Judon's stats, you know why. Over his career, this guy has accumulated over 350 tackles, close to 60 sacks, and more than 100 QB hits. That's elite production. In 2025, despite some injuries, he suffered an ankle injury in Week 4. Judon has still managed to contribute significantly, with 28 solo tackles, 5 sacks, and 14 quarterback hits in just 8 games. His PFF rush grade is an impressive 82. And his ability to stunt and create pressure has been a huge factor in his success. What really makes him stand out is his versatility. Judon's rush grades are exceptional at around 80. 2, surpassing other edge rushers like Floyd, whose grade is about 76. This means Judon not only rushes the passer effectively but also stunts and creates chaos for offensive lines. The projection for the 49ers is that adding Judon could lead to a boost of around 12% in sacks on the team, which is huge. And it's not just about individual stats. Judon's presence on the field opens up opportunities for others. The 49ers front, especially with Judon and other pass rushers, could see their combined sack total rise to over 20, surpassing previous seasons. This kind of pressure rate increase, estimated around 18%, can lead to more turnovers, more sacks, and overall dominance on defense. And that's exactly what the 49ers need if they want to make a serious playoff push this year. Remember, the team's defensive coordinator, Robert Sale, has always thrived with aggressive, upfront pressure, and Judon fits his scheme perfectly. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture here because it's not just about bringing in Judon. The Dolphins, the team releasing him, have been going through a rough patch. Their defense has been leaking points, around 25 points per game after losing Tua Tagovailoa to concussions. And they've also been trying to free up cap space, around $8 million, to rebuild their offensive line. The Dolphins are trying to stay competitive, but their odds of winning the Super Bowl are now around plus 1,000,000, which shows how skeptics view their chances this season. They're also planning some big extensions, like paying Tyreek Hill around $20 million a year, which puts them in a tricky cap situation. For the 49ers, however, this trade is a strategic move. They're absorbing about $10 million of Judon's salary through a restructure, which is manageable considering what he brings to the table. And let's not forget, the impact of this trade could be massive in terms of game changers on the field. The front seven, which already includes players like Nick Bosa and other key pass rushers, could now see Judon joining forces with Floyd, creating a deadly duo that opposing offensive lines will struggle to contain. The projected combined sacks for Judon and Floyd are over 20, and that's a huge boost compared to previous seasons. This rush attack would be complemented by the defensive line's overall improvement. The 49ers, with Judon, are expected to elevate their defensive line ranking to the top 15 in the league, comparable to Armstead's impact last year. And that's a game changer because when your pass rush is potent, your secondary benefits as well. The secondary, with Ward leading the way and snagging 3 interceptions so far, will have more opportunities to create turnovers, especially with the added pressure Judon provides. This extra pressure can disrupt plays, force mistakes, and turn the tide of close games. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this move is also about playoff positioning and Super Bowl aspirations. The 49ers are always contenders, and their roster with Purdy at quarterback is one of the most balanced in the NFL. Purdy's rating of 91. 2 shows he's been performing at a high level, and with the added protection and pressure, his job becomes easier. The running game, led by McCaffrey, who's averaging 4-5 yards per carry and has already gained 680 yards, is also set to benefit. The team's time of possession is expected to increase by around 3 minutes per game, which keeps the defense fresh and the offense in rhythm. Historically, Judon's addition in 2023 has already shown benefits for the New England Patriots, where he recorded 90 pressures compared to 2022. Now, with the 49ers, his presence elevates the entire defensive unit, pushing them from an average to an elite level. Their defensive ranking, which was around 15th last season, will now be propelled into the top tier, making them a nightmare for quarterbacks and offensive coordinators alike. Think about the impact this can have in the playoffs, disrupting Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in Super Bowl LXI, for instance. Judon's ability to create chaos and pressure Mahomes could be the X factor that tips the scales in favor of San Francisco. And speaking of the Super Bowl, the odds have shifted significantly. Last year, the 49ers were around plus 500, and now they're down to plus 250, reflecting the belief that this defense, now bolstered by Judon, can be a dominant force. The team's chances of disrupting top offenses increased dramatically, especially with the kind of edge rush they're building. The addition of Judon, combined with the existing talent, makes the 49ers one of the most formidable teams in the league right now. Of course, not everyone is fully convinced about Miami's rebuild strategy, but for the 49ers, this is a calculated, aggressive move to stay atop the NFC and aim for that 7th Super Bowl ring that has eluded them since their last triumph. The focus now is on how this revamped pass rush will perform against tough opponents like the Rams, Seahawks, and even in the playoffs. The Seahawks, for example, with their rushing attack, could be held to fewer yards per game, dropping from 120 to around 95 yards, thanks to the improved interior and exterior rush capabilities. Plus, the secondary, with Ward's 3 interceptions, will benefit from increased coverage time, boosting their chances of forcing turnovers. This is a pivotal moment in the season for the 49ers, no doubt. They're betting on their defense to carry them deeper into the playoffs, perhaps all the way to a Super Bowl appearance. Judon's addition is not just a rental, it's a statement of intent. The team wants to be the team that strikes fear into every opponent, especially when it matters most. The combination of pass rush, run defense, and secondary playmaking makes the 49ers a true juggernaut if everything comes together. And with the schedule ahead, margin for error is slim, but they're clearly aiming to maximize every opportunity. Looking ahead, fans can expect to see Judon working alongside Floyd and other key players, creating a relentless front that opponents will have a hard time blocking. The team's overall strategy is clear: force turnovers, sack the quarterback, and dominate the line of scrimmage. And if the defense can elevate their ranking into the top 10 or even top 5, the 49ers will be in a prime position to challenge for that 6th or even 7th Super Bowl victory. So in conclusion, this trade signals a new chapter for the San Francisco 49ers. It's a bold move, a clear message that they're committed to winning now and not waiting around for the future. Judon's proven production, his versatility, and his ability to impact games in multiple ways make him a perfect fit for the team's ambitions. The division is getting tougher, yes, but the 49ers are responding with their own aggressive play, stacking talent and aiming for greatness. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this move? Do you think Judon will be the difference maker in the playoff push? Are you confident that this defense can sustain this level of performance all the way to Super Bowl LXI? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. We're in for an exciting ride, and I can't wait to see how this season unfolds with Judon now part of the squad. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Niners.